Hello, welcome back, Halftime TV viewers and subscribers. It's your boy Narando, and today I'll be doing a preview for the FA Cup final, Chelsea versus Liverpool. Chelsea versus Liverpool for the fourth time this season. Both teams will lock horns. Who will it be? Will it be Chelsea? Will it be Liverpool? We are yet to find out, but we're ever so close to the main event. Liverpool and Chelsea will both play a total of 63 games this season. Liverpool playing in every possible game. Magnificent feat. They're through to the Champions League final, which they'll contest in a couple of weeks against Real Madrid. Chelsea, having played the Club World Cup at the beginning of the season, they gained those additional two matches as well. So both teams playing a total of 63 games. We expect them to be tired. There's been a whole lot of rotation throughout the season, especially Chelsea off late. Their form hasn't been great. But there's been a whole lot of rotation as well. All right, so again, as I said, we'll be doing a quick preview. Chelsea versus Liverpool. Let me know who you guys think will win that one. Obviously, I'm a huge Chelsea fan, so I'll be backing my team straight through. But before we get to that, and before we get to all the fun stuff, let me say thank you to my sponsors, Quicklink Shipping, RA Sports Store, and CSA Shop. For Quicklink Shipping, you can see the telephone number is on the runner right below the screen. Telephone number 876-454-1979. Anything you need whatsoever shipped into the island, Quicklink Shipping has you covered. All right, so remember, folks, as soon as you join this video, smash the like button. Chelsea versus Liverpool in the FA Cup final. We saw them earlier this season in the League Cup final. Liverpool stepped away from that one victorious, and that was what essentially kicked off the argument of a quadruple season. Seems a little bit distant now, though, because Manchester City, they seem to have picked up a little bit of pace towards fighting for their title, the EPL title this season. But Liverpool still have two trophies up for grabs, because we're not considering the English league. They're depending on someone to falter in the EPL title for them to win it. But for the other two, they have Chelsea to play in the FA Cup final, and they have Real Madrid to play in the Champions League final, which are two winnable games, most will say. Chelsea and Liverpool stalemate both times these teams met in the league this season. In the EPL at Anfield, that game ended 2-2, and at Stamford Bridge, it ended 0-0. All right, so Chelsea versus Liverpool. Let me know what you guys think. Who will take that one? Will it be Chelsea? Will it be Liverpool? Will it be Jurgen Klopp? Will it be Thomas Tuchel? Two Germans. They're seeing each other again for the fourth time this season. As I said, in the League Cup final, that one was pulsating. Big match. As far as finals go, it was a game worthy of a final. Unfortunately, it ended 0-0 in full time and extra time, and Liverpool won that one in penalties. Again, 10-11 in penalties. Kepa Arrizabalaga for Chelsea. He missed the decisive penalty, and again, they will want to right the wrongs. Chelsea has been to they've been to the last two FA Cup finals. They lost to Arsenal and they lost to Leicester City last year, courtesy of a Yuri Tielemans screamer from way out. Controversial as well, but nonetheless, we aren't here to rest on the laurels. We're here to look ahead. The game that is to come, Chelsea versus Liverpool. Who will win this one? Where are the key areas that we're focusing on? And who will be the difference maker for the most part? As you can see on the thumbnail, we have Virgil van Dijk as well as Romelu Lukaku. Van Dijk, I think, in the game against Aston Villa, I think they exploited him on a number of occasions. At one point, Philip Coutinho nutmegged him and ended up in the box where there wasn't any support, and Van Dijk was able to recover and to retrieve the ball. So we see that Van Dijk is in fact human. Will it be the same situation with Romelu Lukaku, who relishes a physical battle? Will Lukaku even end up starting? Because his agent came out a little bit earlier on today, just before Thomas Tuchel's press conference, and he mentioned some talk of moves away and discussions that were in place. Insinuated that he's waiting on the Chelsea manager, the Chelsea ownership situation, to be sorted out so they can proceed. But we may very well not see Romelu Lukaku next season in a Chelsea shirt. But nonetheless, as things stand now, he's a Chelsea player. He's scored 3 goals in the last 2 games. So the obvious choice would be to get him in there. But Kai Havertz has had a good record against Liverpool. He's scored against Liverpool this season as well so far. So again, tricky situation, tough decisions for the manager. It will be a big decision for him, a big call. Whoever it is who gets the nod, it will be a tough decision for him. And I'm very happy I'm not in his position. So Lukaku, Kai Havertz, let me know who you guys think should be starting that one against Liverpool tomorrow. Leave it in the comment section. I know Thomas Tuchel, you won't see your answers, but definitely a big decision from his part. We saw he played without Mason Mount in the game against Wolverhampton Rovers, and Chelsea struggled. Difference against Leeds United, although it was a different task. I think Mason Mount, he just adds a different dimension to the team, and I expect him to be in the starting lineup as well. Over on the Liverpool side, Fabinho limped off injured in their previous game, in the game against Aston Villa. Will he be available for the FA Cup final? No, he won't. So I expect Jordan Henderson to fill in for him. When he came in that game against Aston Villa, he was a difference maker. Liverpool was all over the place prior to Henderson's introduction. And I think that calm head, that experience, he's been around the block. He knows how to manage the game. He should be a like-for-like replacement for the most part. We know Fabinho offers a little bit more as it relates to the technical side of things. He's also very good on the ball. He can score goals as well, as we saw in the games before. So Fabinho, he's out. Jurgen Klopp indicated that he should be back sometime, probably in time for the Champions League final against Real Madrid. But as far as Chelsea is concerned, he definitely will not be available for that one. On the other side, Mateo Kovacic, a Croatian midfielder for Chelsea, he received a horror tackle, from Daniel James of Leeds United. Most of us were basically holding our heads. We thought his leg had been broken. Not the case. He was back in training yesterday. He was in training today as well. So that's good to see. Thomas Tuchel said if there's a time to risk the players, now is the time, and we expect to see him at least on the bench, because we saw what he was capable of doing earlier this season when Tuchel played himself alongside N'Golo Kante against Liverpool. Basically diminished all the threat that Liverpool posed from midfield. So Tuchel will want to ensure that both Kante and Kovacic are fit going into that game against Liverpool. So far, it's been encouraging signs from the Chelsea training ground. I've watched the videos of the training today. Both players trained. Both players looked as if they were ready to play tomorrow. But let's see. We're still awaiting the starting lineups. All right. Farm. Who are the farm players? Sadio Mane for Liverpool and Luis Diaz. They are the key players for Liverpool going forward. I think Diogo Jota has had a fall off in form. So has Mohamed Salah. He just hasn't been the same since he came back from the African Cup of Nations. But I expect to see him in the starting lineup nonetheless. But Liverpool's most dangerous players as things stand now are Luis Diaz, who has basically made that position over there on the left-hand side his own. Diogo Jota, he's watching from the bench these days. He has to look on as Luis Diaz creates his magic on the field of play. And the Colombian has had a stellar run of form. He's been one of the signings of the January window, undoubtedly. Himself and Bruno Guimaraes of Newcastle, both real difference makers. But I think going into this game, Sadio Mane and Luis Diaz, they are the key men for Liverpool going forward. All right, over on the Chelsea side, Christian Pulisic, he's had a hot, cold past few games. But I think Mason Mount, the man into double figures as it relates to goals and assists this season, he will be Chelsea's key man. Whoever Chelsea starts up front, Romelu Lukaku or Kai Havertz, I think they should be able to hold their own. But my preference is Romelu Lukaku. I think he's had 3 goals in 2 games. And from a managerial perspective, you want your informed striker to be out there. He's an out-and-out striker. He knows how to run in behind. Had a legitimate goal in the League Cup final ruled out for offside. So we're looking to see him from the start here as well. Chelsea's defense has been all over the place of late. Rudiger, Thiago Silva was rested for the previous game. Andreas Christensen, he slotted in. And again, I think there's always that little bit of uncertainty when Andreas Christensen is in there. So I expect Thiago Silva to come back in and to regain his place rightfully as the center half in the middle of the three. All right, Cesar Azpilicueta, expect him to be on the right side and Antonio Rudiger on the left. Reece James, definitely one of the first names on the team sheet if he's fit. Now, Liverpool has had two players nominated for Player of the Year. There's Trent Alexander-Arnold and there's Mohamed Salah. Still noise around Sadio Mane's exclusion. But as I said, going into this game, Mane and Luis Diaz, they are Liverpool's key players. Sadio Mane, he's had a stellar run of form, and I expect him to continue on that going into the game tomorrow. As I said, 63 games both teams will have under their belt come the end of the season. I expect them to be tired. I don't expect the same high-level, high-intensity game that I saw earlier this season in the League Cup final. But nonetheless, it's always a treat when these two come up against each other. 2 games so far in the league. Both games ended in draw. In the League Cup final, it ended in a draw as well in regular time. Was decided in penalties. Hopefully this one doesn't get that far. My prediction for the game, Chelsea to win this one by 2-1. Let me know what you guys think. The Liverpool fans, let me know what you think. I'm inviting you to drop your comments in the comment section. And remember, folks, like, share, subscribe. As we look ahead to the FA Cup final tomorrow, Saturday, Chelsea will look to avenge their loss in the League Cup final against League Cup champions Liverpool, who also have the Champions League on their mind as well. Liverpool hasn't been great of late, but they've been winning. Chelsea hasn't been great either. They've had an up and down form, hot, cold form, but form doesn't matter. This is a one-off game, and it's a team that turns up on the day who will step away victorious. Both teams will go into this. Both teams will want to win. Chelsea will be thinking, okay, 3 straight. We need to make this one count. They lost to Arsenal. They lost to Leicester City. This is Liverpool's first chance of winning it, really, in quite some time. Chelsea has won the FA Cup 5 times since Liverpool last won it in 2006. So, big game ahead. The quadruple hopes may be out the window, but there are still hopes of a treble. Let's see what Jurgen Klopp and his men are up to tomorrow. And I hope Thomas Tuchel, for the sake of all Chelsea fans, I hope Thomas Tuchel has something up his sleeve to upset the party. Naranda Brown here from HalftimeTv saying, until next time, folks, have a wonderful weekend.